Performance Garage. Tonight I'm going to do a little more work on Project Y, the electric Jeep. I'm not going to be talking a whole lot. I'm just going to start getting things torn down as best as I can and get it ready to be removed. I've already gotten the belt removed, some of the brackets. Now I got to get the AC pump removed and some other stuff. So I removed the vacuum lines back here. I removed the cruise control that's vacuum actuated in the bracket. So tonight I'm just going to continue tearing down. And again, I'm probably not going to talk a whole lot. I'm just going to get to work. So.
Make it to the coast before sundown?
All right. What I'm doing right now is there's some 9/16 and 5/8 bolts down here. Well, that's their heads, at least. Just trying to get them out of there. They're 3/8 bolts. Don't know why they're 3/8 bolts for 9/16 and 5/8 heads, but whatever. All right. This AC compressor has quite an impressive bracket. I'm doing this because the system's not completely drained, and I really don't want to just evacuate it incorrectly. So until I get my evac system back, I'm going to just take it apart and set it aside so I can pull the engine out. Should be loose. Supposed to be more bolts. Where are the extra bolts? Shouldn't be more. Yeah, it's loose, like I thought. Man, they really put it in there, don't they? It's kind of clamped in between the water pump. It's got a shim. See if I can get this off. Set the coil aside. All right. Set all this aside. Okay. Hopefully this will loosen now. Shouldn't be any more bolts. Of course there is. There's one more down there. It's way down here. I gotta get it 11/16 unless this is one right here. Yep. Let me get that sucker down there. Let's see here. Jeep impressed me with how much they mounted on these, how strong these engines were. Another shim. All right. Like I said, I just want to set it aside. That thing was a monster. You get it off the paint. Move this out of the way so you can see what's next. All right, so the 401 is getting closer to being removed. I actually have almost everything disconnected. I got to crawl underneath and cut the exhaust because the exhaust is junk. It doesn't need to be saved. So I'm pretty sure no one's going to want to use that. From the top side, I'm pretty good here. think I'll go grab my motor plate if I could find it and bolt it on here. Get that out of the way. But yeah, I think I'm done up here. I cut the power steering line on the return side, but I unbolted the pressure line from the steering box. It drained out. I removed the inlet and the vent for the fuel pump. So all that is disconnected. The radiator's out, the radiator hose. This thing pretty much is ready to be lifted out. But what I'm gonna do is, like I said, get the exhaust, and then I gotta unbolt the transmission from the motor, and then I gotta unbolt the torque converter from the motor. And the transmission can't come out of here with it, I don't think. There's no way. It's just not enough room. I might be able to together if I took all this accessories stuff off, but as nice as this Jeep is, I don't feel like scratching it or damaging it. So I'm gonna crawl underneath with the saw and start cutting that exhaust off. So give me a second to get my butt under there and start cutting. Whew. Bought some new blades too. Hate when I have dull blades for this job. All right. Here we go. The Walt blades. I wish I had Diablo. Whatever. That's what they had. Let's get the long blade too. So this 401 is pretty clean, as you can see. Someone rebuilt it recently. You guys enjoy being up there because down here sucks.
That's awesome. And it's all independent suspension.
Here we go.
So does that axle steer?
I have my saws already down there. All right. Let's get that exhaust cut off. So tonight, see how far we can get. But we're getting real close to ripping this all out. And we can get this thing completely bare. We'll be in good shape. Then we can get it up on the lift when it's empty and do some fabrication. You like butter? All right, next we'll cut it here. Let's cut it in two spots because I don't want to have to fight it, like I said. Let's get it here. All right. Pipe just fell. Good thing it didn't land on me. That would have hurt. I'm going to actually cut this out and show you guys how crappy this exhaust is. I'm so amazed at the lack of quality on some restorations when it comes to other projects like this exhaust. So keep in mind, you can go through here, you're fine. You're fine. So keep in mind that people restored this thing, put a lot of money into this. And when I show you this exhaust, you'll go, what the crap? All right. Out of the way. Some DIY work here. This is hilarious. All right, so I'm going to grab the camera. That's the easiest way for you to see what I'm looking at here. So check this out. This is the crossover pipe to the driver's side. And it may look fine, right? It is completely flat. It's like they flattened it out, right? But that's not the big deal. Look at this. They made this sleeve or whatever this whatever is, and it's like booger welded, absolutely like crap. Then it's been smashed here to clear the transmission, but that's not even the best. Look at this. They used an adapter to another sleeve, booger welded all that, didn't even get it completely. Like, look at this. It's like gapped here. So like, it's not even welded correctly. And then you look at this piece of crap muffler. It's probably a stock muffler that they just incorporated. And then they did another piece of crap back here. I mean, if you're going to buy a restoration project for the price this thing was paid for, better have some better quality work than that junk. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and set it back down, and I'll get back on to getting the rest of it underneath kind of ready to go. And throw this in the dumpster. Oh, man. All right, so now that the exhaust is completely out of the way, I have all the space in the world. So we got the drive shafts out, we got the exhaust, the cross member, all that done. Right now is a perfect opportunity for me to take the inspection cover off of the transmission, and then I can remove the torque converter bolts. And then after that, I don't know, we'll go from there. But we're getting real close, so I'm gonna crawl under here and look at that inspection cover, see what I need. Yep, that's what I figured. It's all 7/16 and 3/8 bolts, or headed. Let's see, 5/16 bolts. All right, let me get my wrench. So here's my 7/16. Grab my 3/8. Yeah, this project is going to take a little time to get it perfect, but I want to do it correctly. I don't want to cut any corners. But right now, it's kind of fun just tearing it apart, going down to basically bare shell. However, it's kind of a shame. This thing's way too nice to be cutting apart, aside from the exhaust, I guess. Wouldn't be what I would do. All right, let me get under here. Okay. So the front side going towards the motor is 7/16. And then we even have a one half in the center. It's kind of weird. So we'll get the 3/8 out. And then we'll get the other 3/8 out. Transmission has a block holding it right now, so I got to be careful. I mean, I ain't gonna go anywhere. It's bolted to the motor. It shouldn't hurt me. Shouldn't. Okay. Okay, got those out. Get the other 2 halves. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to be starting up the Turbo Schwell this weekend live, either Friday or Saturday. So we'll hear that sucker. I might make the exhaust system tomorrow night. Bought some polished stainless steel 4 1/4 inch pipe. Sound pretty good, I'm sure. Okay. All right, there's the torque converter. So it looks like a Chevy torque converter, if you know what that looks like. Bolts to the actual flex plate itself. But here's the inspection plate. Like I said, 7/16, 7/16, 3/8, 3/8, half. This goes like this. Okay. Clean my hands off, this is oily. And I'll get back under and find out what the torque converter bolt size is. Put this stuff away. It snowed last night up here. Not too much, just about a 1/2 inch, but it still snowed. All right, so once I climb under here, I'll know what size those torque converter bolts are. Let's see here. Oh, man. Go figure. Leave it to Jeep to make you take the starter off. So I need 9/16. That's fine. I might have it down here. I do. Get an extension. All right.
Yeah, pretty good ride on
The starter, once you see it come out, it's ridiculous. It's like if you've ever seen like a early Chevy starter, or a small block Chevy or a big block, whatever. They were obnoxiously large. Couldn't believe how large those starters were. And the irony is, you would think, oh yeah, if a larger starter, right, it's going to be stronger. Quite the opposite. Mini starters are usually more torque. It's with the gearing and all that crap. If you're a racer, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so one bolt goes towards the front of the motor. Very tight. There we go. Okay. The other bolt goes towards the back. It's next to the exhaust, in case you're wondering. So it's, you know, easy field trick. And then I think it's only 2, but I'll double check. It might be 3 bolts. Nope, it's just 2. Holy son of a gun, that thing's heavy. Woo! All right, I'll bring it out and show you. There we go. Trying to get the starter cable out. Or what is their Barry call it? The SAD cable? No, he calls that the ground. All right, here we go. So here, and this is hilarious. So another restoration mess up. So here's the obnoxious starter, and it's heavy. It's extremely heavy, and it actually looks like the stock starter. So this is a low mile Jeep, but look at this. Whoever restored it put a black cable as the positive. That makes it really easy to troubleshoot, right? So anyway, we're gonna set that aside. And now we're back to another inspection cover. The starter goes through an inspection cover. So there's the cover that I just took off. Then there's a flat cover that the starter was holding against. So I got to unbolt that, and then we'll have full access to the transmission. And we're getting close. Let's see here. All right. 2 half-inch bolts, it looks like. Okay. Again, let me know if you guys want this motor or transmission or any of these parts for your project. Otherwise, let me know if you want a Hemi or an LS or whatever. Build those too. Let's see here. All right. Yep. Remember to look up while you're doing this so it gets in your eye. All right. Oh yeah, right there you go. Fall on my face. That's lovely. Well, that's wild. Another Jeep thing. So they have it's a 2-piece cover. It goes completely on the back side of the motor, so you can't even get the other half of it until the flex plate is off. But the half comes off and gives you access to the torque converter bolts, which are 9/16. So I'm gonna get up and get a 9/16 wrench, and then we'll have to turn the motor while we do this by hand because I don't have a starter anymore. So, oh yeah, let me show you that half plate. Come here, freaking pain in the butt. So here is the inspection cover. So let me grab that other one so you can kind of see how this works. Am I blind? All right, so this here goes on the underside. You can see the torque converter, right? That's the shape of the torque converter. This kind of goes like that on the motor. You can kind of see how they go together. See that? And then there's another half that goes here, that goes up and around between the transmission and the engine. You take this piece off to get to the torque converter bolts. You can only get one at a time, unfortunately, but that's okay. It shouldn't take long. I think there's 4 on Jeeps. I'll have to remember. But I'll grab a 9/16 wrench and I'll grab a socket and we'll get that done kind of quick. And if I didn't get the chance to say so, good evening and thank you for joining. Let's see here. We got tools everywhere. Imagine that. So I have these ratchet wrenches, which are really nice, and I have some that swivel, which I set down somewhere. But I also want to get my long one. I have a long one that you can get at the Hobo Freight or whatever, but they're a little longer to get more torque on. So let me grab one of those as well. You never know if whoever built this put red Loctite on there. And if they did, it may be a pain in the butt to get loose at start. All right, and forgive the TV. I like to listen to music or TV when I work. Here we go.
So in the past 60 years, Jeeps have really changed. This is a brand new 2013.
All right, so let's get this one loose and see how tight it is. It's turning the motor, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to hold the motor with something. Or sometimes you can just... Yep. What you do, I'll show you in a second. When you do these torque converter bolts and you can't get it to, stay put because it's turning the engine, you can tap it. Oh, wait, let me see if I can turn the motor by hand. See how much low compression this is. Oh, yeah. I can turn it by hand. Just push up on the converter and the flex plate. Sweet. That might make this real quick. Well, that worked out. While I have this here, before I tap it, I'm going to get it up a little ways so it's less than turned. Okay, now I'll tap. Perfect. That one came loose too. I wish I could bring you guys down here, see what I'm looking at. Maybe I will. I'll stop for a second. When I get this torque converter completely unbolted, I'll bring you down here and show you exactly what I have to fiddle with to get the transmission out and then move on to the motor. So, okay, got the second one out, go to the third. That's able to turn. Man, this is only an 8 to 8.5 to 1 compression motor. If you're like me, think of, oh, I can boost that. Nah, these are weak pistons. You can't boost that. You could, but not very high. Let's see. All right. Almost there. So what I want to do when I get this transmission dropped is prevent from getting a bloodbath on my floor. I should have drained everything, but I still can, I guess.
This Jeep did exactly what we hoped. It pulled that plow through that field, no problem.
All right, let's see here.
Even though it's 60 years since the old Willys were built, the new Jeep...
Oh, by the way, there's counterweights too. So depending on the angle that you're going from, you'll hit the counterweights and then it'll make it really difficult to get the wrench on it. So just be patient and like I get the swivel headed ratchet wrench and you can kind of position it just right. And again, I'll bring you under here when these are all loose and you'll see kind of what I'm talking about. Oh, there's 3 bolts. Look at that. It's already out. So what I did is I unbolted it. It spun behind the flex plate now. And I pushed it back into the transmission because they click 3 times when you put them into the transmission because you have to make sure they engage into the shaft and then into the pump. So I'm going to get a light and bring you down here for 2 seconds. See if I get a bright light. That's right. That'll work. What in the crap is that? Yeah, the crappiest exhaust ever. Hope you're not frozen still. Sorry, guys. I was working on getting the light, and I'm going to take you underneath. Like I said, I just loosened up the torque converter, and it is a pain in the butt to get to some of this. So now I have a light, and I'll show you the miserable mess that I'm dealing with under here. Hopefully I don't freeze on you guys. I'm in a steel building. All right, so let's see here. All right, so as you see here, this is where the inspection plate was on the bottom side. Here was the other plate that was bolted up there. And the torque converter is now loosened, and you can spin it now that it's been loosened. So if I can get under here a little further. Sorry guys, this is hard to do under here. So see,